Guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and welcome to episode 4 of Self-Love September. So this is the final episode for Self-Love September. I'm thinking maybe I'll do one more video for the last day of September, but we'll see. For this one, I wanted to do the Self-Love September Learning to Honor Yourself spread, and this comes from Reed of Emerald Lotus Divination, and I first saw it on Dead Cheeky's channel where she did this for herself for Self-Love September. And I'll put the link down below to the website for Reed of Emerald Lotus Divination. She has tons of different spreads that you guys can go and check out. So I've already shuffled them. I have not looked at the cards yet, so we'll go ahead and pull these cards. The card deck that I am using, the Creature Teacher. So Wisdom for All Ages, and this is by Scott Alexander King. And I just felt that this was kind of a gentle, loving deck. I mean, I guess it's more for children, but you know, I believe that everybody can use whatever deck. So we'll go ahead with card number 1, which is right where my finger is pointing, and that is How I See Myself. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So how I see myself is the deer. It says, I am gentle. And so oftentimes, kind of how I'm perceiving this is, you know, if you see a deer in the distance, you always see them as, you know, very graceful, very gentle, but also running away from predators is kind of what I'm getting. And I often see myself in like, every once in a while, this like scary world where I might be running from perceived threats instead of running towards them and trying to learn from them. So that might be kind of how I see myself. So that's number 1. Number 2, and by the way, I just want to show you guys, like, I've done a review of this deck before, but I just love the backings, and I love me a circular deck, even though I only have one. Okay, so why I don't prioritize my needs. Ooh. Okay, weird. I had a dream of possum and skunk last night, and they were like chasing me down. This is like so weird. But why I don't prioritize my needs? And here it says I accept help. I think I don't prioritize them because I feel like I don't need help. Oftentimes I try and do things on my own, but as you've heard in like my other videos, sometimes I reach a breaking point and you know, I have no choice but to seek, you know, outside help, whether that be in the form of counseling from a trained professional or counseling from a friend, or just somebody who knows more about a topic than I do, because, you know, I get so frustrated I can't do it myself. But I always come from the mindset of like, I'll do it myself, I could do everything myself, I don't need any help. So maybe that's why I don't put myself first, is because I'll like, oh, you know, it's me, I can, you know, I'll get help later if I need it, but you know, I'll try to do it all myself. Like I can do it myself. So, okay, interesting. Number 3, how I can show myself that I am worthy. And here we have the turtle with the world on its back. It says, I look after Mother Earth. So, how I can show myself that I am worthy is to constantly remind myself that I am connected to everyone and everything on this earth, as well as them being connected to me, and that we're all pieces of the same puzzle. And so, you know, I am just as worthy as the people that I help, the kids that I help, the animals that I help, and the earth that, you know, I love so much, this world, this universe. And so just reminding me that, you know, I can, you know, see myself in that fashion as having that beautiful light connection to everything else, that I'm not just this separate being floating in the universe trying to care for everybody else. You know, I am connected to everyone and everything. I'm connected to every plant, every animal, even people that cut me off on the freeway. Like, I am connected to them. So that is how I can show myself that I am worthy. Okay. Next, for number 4, how I can be more authentic. Yay, we got the cat card. I learn from my mistakes. Um, okay, so learning to be more of who I really am is maybe owning the mistakes that I've made instead of just pushing them off and seeing them as imperfections. Like, oh, that doesn't make me perfect, or people will look down on me if they know that I've done, X, Y, and Z. And I think it's really been healing me doing these self love videos. Um, Although I got a lot of comments that the last video was pretty hard for people to watch, and it was really, really hard to make, by the way. But I felt like I need to get these videos out there, if not for, just the sake of doing it for Self Love September, but for my own healing as well. And, seeing that when we see the word mistake as something bad, but it's really just so you can see the right way, what was it, Thomas Edison, there was like 999 ways to not build a light bulb. Something like that. But yeah, in order to be more of who I really am, I need to own the things that I've done incorrectly, because it's where it's gotten me to where I am now, which are, I've done many things correctly because I've done so many things incorrectly, or gone down paths that were undesirable. But I would not be who I am now if not for those mistakes. So, yay! I like the kitty. Number 5, something I need to let go of. And here we have the duck. It says, I am calm. So, what I always think of with the duck is that the water always rolls off its back. So, what I need to let go of is anything that I feel is just sitting and rotting in me. Any like grudges I might be holding. It's just like, how is that benefiting you in any way? Just let that crap roll off your back. So I like that imagery, things to let go of. Is this something that I could just roll off my back? Do I really, really, really need to hold on to this energy? Do I really need to hold on to this to the point where it makes me ill, or, whatever it may be? So just let it roll on off. Let it roll on off. Okay, number 6, something I need to acknowledge. Ooh, here we have a dragon. I have everything I need. So this is good for me. Something that I need to acknowledge is that instead of looking externally for answers or things to make me happy, or the next thing I have to learn, in order to be, move on up, so to speak, in the workforce or whatever it may be, I have everything I need right now. And if I'm not happy with what I have right now, then I'm never going to be happy. So that's just something for me to acknowledge. Woo, like a little bit of wisdom. Okay, and our final card. This is a message from my spirit guides, and it is the bear. It says, I can speak to Dad, and as you can see, it's the same image on the cover for the Creature Teacher. So a message from my spirit guides is just letting me know that if I, that I'm not alone. If I ever need to speak my mind, instead of just holding things in or being like, oh, that's silly, I shouldn't call on a spirit for help, or I shouldn't call on any of my guides or my angels or my master teachers. Like, I'll just do it myself. That whole, like, I'll do it myself thing again. That, hey, they're here for me. And it takes power to seek that help. And it looks like that stuff's coming up again, the whole, like, mistakes and the possum accepting help. So this seems to be kind of a theme with me, is the reluctance to get help. Although, I have done so in the past, it's just really difficult for me to do so. So just knowing that there is power, just like bears, we see them as very powerful, that I can go and I can ask for spiritual assistance. Like, they're not going to get tired of it. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, I just thought I would kind of come out in, this is my front yard area. This is like the pathway that leads to my doorway, and I just kind of liked it. Thought I would change up the scenery a little bit. So yeah, thank you for coming with me on this self-love September journey. It was my first foray into it. And I thank the lovely Kellyanne Maddox, whose videos I first saw maybe it was like a year or two ago about the whole self-love September thing. And she's really like, she is an inspiration. I love all the info that she puts out there, and you know, as much as she shares about herself, just hoping that there are, you know, others out there that will see it and say like, hey, you know, you're not the only one. You know, a lot of people go through a lot of the same things, but sometimes we can feel kind of lonely. So I felt that it was really cathartic. I really loved doing the Self-Love September. I enjoyed all the comments that I got. People were really positive, really loving about it. It is very vulnerable to put like your skeletons, so to speak, in the closet out for everybody to see, but I really appreciated it. And I'm glad that I made myself do this. So yeah, and thank you to Dead Cheeky for posting this spread. I know it's not yours, but you know, I appreciated it. I thought it was very apropos of the whole self-love September thing. And like I said, the link to the original creator of this spread is down below. So yeah. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about this or comments, you know, definitely let me know. And I want to thank you all once again for joining me on this month-long journey. Of course, this is basically a lifelong journey. Yeah, and I wish you all much love, much happiness, and peace and love and chicken grease. All right, catch you later, my spiritual homies. Peace out.